Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Executive Director of UN Watch, Hillel Neuer.
Thank you. Excellencies, honored rabbis, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 30th anniversary UN Watch Gala dinner celebrating 3 decades since we were founded here in Geneva in 1993. Bienvenue. Pour ceux qui désirent l'interprétation en français, il y a des écouteurs à disposition sur les tables. Tonight marks 3 decades of vital work monitoring the United Nations, combating anti-Semitism and anti-Israel prejudice, and protecting universal human rights for victims worldwide who need our help from Havana to Tehran. My friends, in these difficult times, it's hard to celebrate anything. We are still traumatized from October 7th. We're still mourning the victims. Foremost in our hearts is praying for the safe return of the hostages, for the brave soldiers who are fighting on the front lines, for the people of Israel who have been under relentless rocket assault for the past several weeks. But precisely now, in this challenging moment, it is so important for us to come together, to strengthen one another, and to unite in common cause. Now is a time to be strong, united, confident in who we are, and unafraid. UN Watch is an organization that has always stood for being unafraid, ready to speak the truth, to insist on moral clarity, to defend our values, and to fight injustice. And we're here tonight to say that we will continue the fight. Before we begin this evening's exciting program, I want to thank 2 constituencies. You, our generous donors who have kept this organization alive, thriving for 30 years, and our incredible staff on 3 continents whose hard work and devotion is what makes UN Watch. A special thank you to Shayla Raka, Eileen Ergil-Amsalem, and Chloe Igen for leading the superb organization of tonight's gala dinner, sold out, by the way. We are honored to be joined this evening by distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, devoted friends who've traveled from different cities and countries to be with us. I also want to thank those who generously sponsored the tables of our young people, our young activists. By doing so, you help us to inspire and mobilize the next generation. To everyone who came tonight, thank you for being here. You know, confronting dictatorships and haters at the United Nations isn't easy. Your support, your encouragement is truly the wind in our sails. Now, a word about this evening's program. As I said, the evening is sold out. We had to turn people away. Everyone wants to see the brilliant and courageous honorees, and I want to welcome them tonight. Monsieur Bernard-Henri Lévy, and Ms. Noah Tishby. You will soon hear more about these incredible individuals, and you will hear from them. What you did not know is that we also have invited 3 additional champions to whom we are paying tribute this evening. You will see them shortly. One is Colonel Richard Kemp, the British commander. At the last moment, he could not be here in person. He's needed in Israel, but he will be speaking to us by video. Now, finally, when you leave tonight, we have a gift waiting for you at the table outside. It's Noah Tishby's wonderful book about Israel. Because we had more guests than expected, it's going to be 1 book per family. Another note from my colleagues. My creative colleagues outside have created a photo booth. They've recreated the iconic chamber of the UN Human Rights Council, where our speeches have gone viral, speeches like "Where Are Your Jews?" Algeria. And if you want to pose and take a picture throughout the evening, it's available. If you post it on Instagram or other social media, the hashtag is UNWatch30. UNWatch30 hashtag. Thank you for sharing. Now let me share a word with you on what we're dealing with, what we're up against at the United Nations. You know, UN agencies and top officials, instead of blaming Hamas for invading on October 7th, massacring families, they continually point the finger at Israel. Even if they do mention Hamas, you have Secretary General Antonio Guterres saying, yes, well, but the Hamas attacks didn't happen in a vacuum. And then he went on to list Palestinian grievances against Israel, effectively justifying what Hamas did. Now, why won't the Secretary General acknowledge that Israel has the right and duty to defend its citizens from more massacres, which Hamas leaders promised on TV that they want to undertake? That Israel has the right and duty to stop the rockets. What would America do? What would France do? What would Britain do if rockets are raining down on its cities, as thousands of rockets have been raining down nonstop in Israel? And I was there for the first 2 weeks of the war. I was in the bomb shelters. Why does he not say that Hamas is the one that bears responsibility for the Palestinian casualties when they fire rockets from homes, schools, and mosques? Why is the World Health Organization? And these are the questions that we're asking in our work, in our social media, and in our media interventions. Why is the WHO issuing statements against Israel while saying nothing about terror tunnels that we've now seen the evidence these past few days uncovered under Shifa Hospital in Gaza? About the fact that Hamas ran operations in Shifa Hospital, took hostages there. The WHO is silent. Why are the UN experts on women, and there's many of them, dealing with violence against women, and women's rights NGOs, why are they silent about Hamas sexual violence against Israeli women on October 7th? Why did nearly every news agency on October 17th report the fake news from Hamas that Israel struck a hospital, the Al-Ali hospital, 500 people were killed? It was front page story of the New York Times all around the world. When in fact, it wasn't 500 killed, it was maybe 10, maybe some more, no one knows. And it wasn't from Israel, it was a rocket from Islamic Jihad. Why are the UN, NGOs, the media, taking the Hamas health ministry, run by Hamas, as a credible source? Let's face it, the world wanted that story, that the Jewish state kills innocents. The space for it was basically reserved on page 1. We're talking about an age-old prejudice, and we're seeing the spread of anti-Semitism here in Europe, and where I grew up in Montreal, we're seeing it worldwide. But you know, if our friends and relatives who are fighting in Gaza today, fighting the genocidal Hamas terrorist organization, if they refuse to give up, those of us on the very important international, diplomatic, political battlefield cannot give up as well. So UN Watch is fighting. We're educating the media. We're quoted 600 times a year. In the past month, we've been in the Sunday Telegraph, Business Insider, Die Welt, Times of India, Le Point, Corriere della Sera. Our truth-telling posts on social media are going viral, saying the things that I just said. On Twitter alone, our posts were seen 66 million times in the past 6 weeks. Our posts are going viral. They're being shared by Nikki Haley, by editors, shared by famous investor Bill Ackman, and other leading influencers. I recently testified in the Bundesrat in Germany and in the United States Congress just 2 weeks ago, exposing UNRWA, the UN agency, their support for terrorism, and senators and congressmen are quoting the report, and it was reported in a major TV network. We're getting out the facts. So, friends, we have a tremendous uphill battle, but we have hope. With your help, we will continue the fight. We will fight for our democratic values over terrorism. We will fight for our civilization over barbarism. And we will fight for human rights over totalitarianism. We will never give up. Thank you very much.